Hey guys, welcome back. We're out here in the implement shed right now. I know it's been a minute since we talked last. Well, for a few reasons. One is just that time of year, things on the go, and the other is we lost our camera. Well, we didn't so much lose it as it got wrecked. We were shooting a video about a month ago. We were running the cows through the corral there, putting them through the chute, and I had the camera up on a fence post, and needless to say, the cows knocked it down and ended up trampling all over it and busting it. So that's one of the reasons why we haven't been making videos. Jess didn't want me making videos on my little camera, which is what I'm using right now. She said the quality sucks, which, I mean, I'm not going to argue with her. It's not the quality that the other camera puts out, but I figured I probably should make a little video since it's been a long time and just kind of let you guys know what's going on. I was planning on doing a live stream. I still just haven't got around to it, so hopefully we can get one of those put out here in the next day or two before we really get ramped up here with haying. But yeah, it's just been kind of go crazy. We've been working on the implement shed. I don't know if I've mentioned in the past, but this implement shed had sunk down into the ground a bit, so we had gone around and just poured new cement on top of the old cement footings. So under each footing, or above each footing, sorry, there's a big 6x6 upright with 6x6 horizontals. So we just went around, we jacked up the barn, we leveled it, and then we raised it about 6-8 inches higher than it was. So before, you can see kind of the bottom of the boards, those are way down in the dirt. So yeah, it's definitely improved. And the blocks were all sloped. Well, not all of them. Some of them were really badly sloped, so we're able to level them up. So we drilled holes on each side of the 6x6, put a chain around it, lift it with the backhoe, and then we built it up that way. There's one of the 8x8 blocks that we use for blocking. But yeah, so there's still a little bit to do on that, but it is coming along. At least it's up out of the dirt. It's no longer rotting. We poured this nice little cement pad in here. This is just for a nice flat level work area. So this is 8 feet by 14 feet. So just a nice spot to put the tool chest. We're going to have some heavy duty shelving here for parts and whatnot. On this side, you can see the anchor bolts. We're going to put a wall up right to the ceiling. This is going to be for a workbench on this side, and then both ends will just be open. And then on the back side of this wall, we'll be able to hang stuff like belts and that kind of stuff. For example, here's a bin of parts for the swather. So there's a new belt. There's some pickup teeth. So yeah, that kind of stuff just needs to get organized. So we ended up kind of pouring her pretty thick there. She's, I don't know, 6 inches on this end and 4 inches on that end. So she's a good solid pad. We got the remesh in it. Yeah, so anyway, there's what I was talking about. There's one of the uprights. And then that's a new 6x6 on the bottom because the old one was sitting right in the ground. It had rotted half of it away. And so yeah, it's been a project that we've been wanting to do. for the last, I would say at least 3 years. Last summer, we really talked about it pretty strong. We were really close to doing it, and then it just never happened. And I knew that I just couldn't put it off any longer. So there's an old beam. This end here, other than that one beam, everything from this end was actually really solid still. In fact, when we lifted up one pier or one upright, like 3 or 4 of them would actually lift all at the same time. So that's just goes to show you how solid the building really is. But we were only lifting 2 inches at a time. We didn't want to lift too much and throw things out of whack. So a lot of the beams on this end were left because they're good and solid. But the majority, actually all the beams on this end, we changed out because there used to be a partition wall here. I don't know if you guys remember. There's the spikes actually up in that 2x6 up there. There was like a partition wall here, and 30 years ago or whatever, the guy that owned it before us, he actually had sheep in this end. So I think with the manure built up in that, it probably didn't help the whole rot the bottom of the 6x6s. So anyway, changed those out. Thought it was going to be like this huge job, which, don't get me wrong, it was. We worked on this for 3 or 4 days. 3 days on this, and then another evening on pouring that little pad. But in all honesty, it was more thinking of what you're doing more so than actually doing. A lot of figuring it out and making sure that, if you lift here, you're not going to have the whole thing come crashing down. So, So we ended up putting that big doorway there is new. It used to go right here. There used to be a doorway on the end. And so I've been working on this morning, sheeting that in. And we actually ended up putting a door here. So this used to just be wall, but we ended up putting a door in here. I ended up framing in a header. And so now I can drive the tractor right through, which will be really nice if we need to get, a wagon load of square bales in real quick or whatever. It's definitely nice being able to drive right through. So so that's an old doorway. That's the doorway I always park my tractor in. And then actually I guess I'll go out here. And then that's the new doorway. As you can see over there, I got to finish sheeting that in. But yeah, so it's going to have 1, 2, and then that's a doorway down there, 3. So 3 doorways on the front of it and 1 on the back. So, and we're hoping to get it all covered in with steel. Depending on how this haying season goes, it might be this fall or it might not. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah. And then we picked up this nice little dune buggy in the last week. So right now, sorry I'm going through all this kind of pretty quick, guys. I'm just giving you a little update on what we've been up to. So we picked this up. I took the fuel tank off of it. It normally sits right here. And then I've pulled the carb out. I got it at the shop, getting it cleaned. And because I think it sat like 3 or 5 years. So we're getting that, we're getting this thing all ready. I had to change the ignition on it, put a new ignition in it, and yeah, otherwise pretty sweet little machine. It did run when we got it. Well, it still ran, but it didn't run great. We had to keep our hand kind of over the air intake to kind of choke it sometimes. So anyway, yeah, tightened up the chain. So hopefully the carb's good on it still, and we can get her running tip top. So that'll be nice to have, run around the farm with. Yeah, we are Probably, sorry. We're hoping to be a day away from cutting hay. Hence why I got the swather out. I kind of went through it a little bit. I didn't grease it yet, just because we've been getting a ton of rain. We've got, well, what did it rain? 18 hours straight, let up for a couple hours, and then it rained like a bunch more. So, and then now they're calling for 70% chance tonight. So, yeah, I didn't figure I needed to grease it right now. I don't want water getting in the bearings and that between when I grease it and when I'm going to use it. So it only takes maybe 20 minutes to go through it and grease everything. So I did top up that bottom gearbox with oil and check that one. That one was still good. That one was low. It always is. As you can see on the rocker arm there, it does leak. I have a feeling it's this oil seal right there. But it ends up leaking over winter. So it must be a fairly slow leak. I noticed it last year, the year before. So I did order the new seals. And they should be in hopefully in the next week or so. I probably won't change it before the season, but I will keep an eye on it throughout the season, and at least I'll have the parts if I need to change them out, and we'll probably change those out at the end of this season. Tires need a little bit of air, but otherwise tractor is good. It needs to be greased, but the oil's changed, and yeah, so we're getting there. Doo-doo-doo. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know where we really left off with the guys last time. Farm-wise, animal-wise, everything's doing good. Pigs growing, and cows are up on pasture. We AI'd all the cows this year, except for Smokers, who apparently vet says she should be calving any time, but she's not looking. Well, actually, the vet said that she should have calved. Well, when we had her preg checked, which was like, I don't know, 2.5, 3 months ago, he said, oh, definitely in the next 2 months. So maybe that's metric. I'm not sure. I'm usually pretty stuck on the standard, but maybe he meant metric. I don't know. So we're waiting for her to calve up on pasture. So her and Malls is going to get shipped this fall, and so we didn't breed them. But and then we renting a limo bull this year for cleanup. So we should know if we got a bunch of blonde calves next year, whether or not the AI actually took or not. I don't know if I ever went over the chain harrows with you guys, but these are the new set of chain harrows we bought this year. Bought those through Maybridge Harrow. Actually, I got them through the local co-op in Echo Bay here, but this is Maybridge Harrows from Southern Ontario. So these are 20 feet wide, and we ran them a fair amount this year. Worked really awesome, really nice. I got to pull that one hay wagon there. We put a new beam and decking on it last year, and I got to take, I used wooden blocks as spacers, but they kept falling out last year, so I need to weld like a lift on underneath between the frame, metal frame, and the wooden beams. Anyway, we got our garden in, and everything is turning out pretty nice. Hay crop's looking good. We were hoping to get a little more height out of it, but I think after all this rain that we got, I think it's actually not looking not too bad. So yeah. I don't know what else to say. I think that kind of wraps it up for the majority of the big projects. Huh? Oh, Squinty. Where is Squinty? Squinty! Oh, there he is. We got a new little farm dog, Sir Squints. He's underneath the truck right now eating beaver. He's a little Jack Russell. We got him this spring as a puppy, and anyway, kids love him. And there's of course Doug and Willow Babes. The other two are down at the camp with my sister. We've been spending our free time down at the camp, enjoying that. So with water up this year so much, it's like right up to the camp. So that's really nice for, well, I don't really swim, but for swimming and playing in the water and going paddleboard and whatever. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this little video. So hopefully I can get a live out in the next, maybe tonight even, which I don't know, we probably won't get this uploaded by then, but hopefully you guys join us. And yeah, we're still alive. It's just, yeah, that time of year. So till next time, guys.